Here goes episode 2 of TnS Minicast.
God,
Probably
how
not
many
gonna be
more of these? How many more, huh? Tell me.
infinity till games
Oh,
stop existing.
Next week. Perfect.
Yeah. So, it's not gonna be much of a minicast this time around. We're gonna talk about the PS4 or PS5 reveal. PS4. Why did I say that? PS5 reveal. There's a lot of things to talk about.
They sure
Initially.
are.
Mm-hmm. So let's see now. I believe the PS5 reveal started off with that GTA port. What do you think about that, Scotty?
Look, if you were to ask me what is my favorite video game series, me being the rhythm game guy, I would be like, nope, not Zelda. Not Mario. Nope, not DJ Max. Nope, not Guitar Hero or Rock Band. It genuinely would be Grand Theft Auto. And that's because to me personally, there's no series that puts in so much work and detail into an environment that you can just explore for a long, long time. I was not expecting it to be 3 fucking generations long. GTA 5 to me was good. It was a good GTA. It was great, actually. I'll never forget when I downloaded it on the Xbox 360 on launch hour and how terrible the online servers were that following month.
No, I believe that. I've actually
Was
never been online, so I don't know about that.
well. We'll talk a little bit about online, but I just want to get it out there that I thought GTA 5 was incredible.
Mm.
And then I'll never forget when they showed it off again on PS4 during E3. It was either E3 or during the PlayStation fan event. You know, the one where they do a thing for the fans, a PlayStation experience. I'm pretty sure it was for E3, and I was at a theater for that one, and it was just a slick trailer showing off how much better it was on PS4, and I'm like, yes, let's do it. Let's do it all over again. Man, I am fucking done. GTA 5 is now quickly becoming one of my most hated GTA games because it's just everything that has gone wrong with Rockstar to me. Like, they really just straight up said F you to the single player, F you to worthwhile content. It's just, here's online, here's your casinos, here's your shark cards, here's your ridiculous schemes in order to get any sort of money in order to get some crappy plane or broken vehicle in online. I'm done with it. I wish they would have fixed that ending. Nope. It's just, here's more online stuff. Here's another new car that costs $5 million for no reason other than for you to buy another shark card. So
yeah.
I was sad to see that this is how they started out this presentation. They didn't even have anything for it, really. It was literally just like, here's PS4 footage, the end.
Yeah, it's it's what you get when it becomes a huge cash cow. Remember that game? Remember what was it? Guitar Hero? Like that was like a big thing back in the day. Now it just doesn't even exist.
Imagine GTA Online as you are gonna pick a Guitar Hero song to play with other people. So you select the Guitar Hero song, and then it takes like a good 10 minutes to load into the song. The second you load into the song, somebody shoots you, so you can't fucking play anymore. You can't play the song anymore because you just got shot by a 10-year-old. And then when you really want to do the freestyle solo, that guitar solo, you have to pay out the ass for it. And then after you pay out the ass for it, you wait another 10 minutes because you got kicked out of the lobby and you have to join another one. And there you go. That's a GTA Online experience. It's just a lot of waiting, a lot of loading. It's so slow. To do anything in that game in GTA Online is like arduous. It is just man. Hey guys, let's all gather around and have an evening of GTA 5 Online. Oh, cool. So that's how much? 5 races and 2 death matches, and that's like what, 4 hours? Because again, it takes forever to do anything. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, looking at those PS4 sale charts, actually, it seems like Grand Theft Auto 5 is literally like #1 sales like every single month. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
Rockstar just
crazy.
like capitalized on this and was just like, you know what? We're just gonna do this forever. Like, when did the game come out? When did GTA 5 come out? Let's look at that. GTA 5 release date
2013, I think. Or
2013. You are right.
yeah.
That is 7 years in, September 17th, 2013.
Ugh.
Jeez. And they are not letting that out anytime soon.
No, they are not. Like, I wouldn't even. I'm not even excited for the next GTA game. The next GTA game could be called Grand Theft Auto Vice City 2, the good one, and we're really going to make it good. Trust me. I can't believe all of this fits in the box art, period. And I still would not even look forward to it because they've just been tainted. Like, to me, Rockstar has been like, they've
Just
taken a
oversaturated,
bite.
but
They've taken a
yeah.
bite out of the forbidden fruit and said, "Ooh, this tastes yummy." You mean we can just make a bare bones online experience and have people pay out the ass regularly for it? Okay.
All right, well, let's
Ugh.
move on. Let's move on. All the strong opinions there on GTA 5. Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, just agree with you halfway there. Uh, yeah, it's been spanning through 3 freaking
3
generations.
generations. We didn't get a single new Grand Theft Auto game for a whole generation.
Hey, at least we got a Red Dead 2 along the way, you know? Did you like that?
Uh Red Dead 2 was good. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh I had more fond memories with Red Dead Redemption Red Dead Redemption
Yeah, Redemption.
Online. So I'm talking about Red Dead Redemption 1. The
Yeah,
online
the
for
one for
that game,
360, right?
yeah, the online for that game, I had way more fondness over. It
Mm.
just felt more of like a let's have fun sort of thing because I can recall doing like some raids of like some camps and things like that. And there
Mm.
would be modes that you could do. And then as you're ranking up, you can get like, new mounts. And it would get silly. Like you could have like a little donkey mount, or you could have like a bull that you could ride
Mm.
on. So I thought that was really cool and fun and video gamey.
Mm.
Here in this one, it was like, how do we replicate the GTA Online success story? And I
Mm.
don't know, for some reason, nobody there thought, well, we can't, you know, have people buy jets or supercars or helicopters or like superpowered tanks or flying tanks or stealth tank. Like, what are we supposed to do? And so they didn't manage to do much of anything. And so the online mode for this Red Dead sucked
Mm.
because they really tried when they really shouldn't have. They should have gone a totally different direction.
Mm.
Um, but the single player, man, that was great. That every time I replay that final
That was
mission,
really, yeah. I didn't beat the game of Red Dead Redemption 2 for the 360. I really don't remember what happened because I was really into that game. I do remember being like out in the desert, just killing animals and you know, skinning
you're talking
them.
about the first one, right?
Yeah, the first one, just
Uh-huh.
skinning them. And I believe where I stopped was right when they tell you to go to Mexico, was it? Or like go across the border to Mexico?
Are you kidding me? That's where you stopped?
Yeah, that's where it like stopped. I don't remember what exactly happened. I think another game came out during that time. I don't remember what. Um, but yeah, that's where I stopped playing Red Dead Redemption 2. I wanted to go back, but
You're
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. I did see through the story on YouTube, and yeah, it was pretty cool. I really liked how the ending went on. Just kind of keeping it a little bit spoiler free, but yeah, it
Yeah,
was
we'll
really good.
talk about that after this. We'll talk about it because I don't think you got the full effect of it. So we'll make sure we go over
Okay.
that.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next game that was showed. Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now, I'm gonna just say right here that I was really surprised that they even made like a direct sequel to the Spider-Man game because I believe it came out like not even like 2 years ago, right? 2018, Spider-Man PS4.
I think it's still a mystery as to what this game is. I don't know if it's out there already, but day one, the discussion for it was like, oh, it's a remaster of Spider-Man and a little bit extra. So Miles
Mm.
Morales would be the extra. And then they went on to
So
say
it's like an add-on. What is it? So like what they're gonna do is they're porting
is
the original Spider-Man, and
is
then they're just adding Miles Morales as like a little kind of like an add-on to the game.
that's what the message was, like right
Mm.
after the show. And then by the evening, it was like, no, it's a standalone game. And then everyone's like, oh,
Mm.
okay. And then I don't know what the hell it is. It's not. I don't think it's a full sequel, but I
Mm.
think it's more along the lines of you remember Second Son, infamous Second Son, and then like First Light. Do you remember
I
that
do
one?
remember the games, but I actually never got into Infamous. I only played the first one actually.
So
They never just out of the bat, just letting you know, Infamous never clicked with me. I was like, and in my opinion, I was more of a prototype guy because I believe they both came out like at the same around the same time frame, and
yeah.
I was more of a prototype person. I freaking loved prototype. That
Well, yeah,
that game's
Prototype's a better
awesome.
game overall, of course. But what I'm talking about is like when the PS4 launched, it launched with I don't think maybe it was launch window. I can't quite remember, but it was in that launch period.
Hmm.
Infamous Second Son, and that was a whole game. And then there was like a DLC thing where you would play as this girl that was
Mm.
in the story, and she had like neon powers. And so there was like a small like expansion on the side where it was like, okay, now you play as her, but you can play in like the map and everything like that, and you have all of her powers, and that was called First Light. So I think it's more like that. It's more of like a standalone thing, kind of like with what about? Here's a different example: Uncharted. It was Uncharted 4, and then there was Uncharted Lost Legacy, I believe. Do you
Yeah,
remember
yeah, yeah,
Lost
yeah.
Legacy?
I do
Yeah,
remember that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I think it's more like that, where
I,
it's like a standalone like side thing or something.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was something like that. But I mean, maybe it was in development during Spider-Man as well, since Miles Morales was in the game,
Yeah,
in the story, but he didn't have his powers. So yeah,
it doesn't even need to be like big or anything. Like, just give the map like a fresh coat of paint. In this case,
mhm.
being like winter. Uh, so have the map be that. And get different suits and powers for Miles Morales, and then you're good. Like, even if it's like
Yeah,
a 10 10-hour experience max with like collectibles or whatever, I think that's good enough. I think people are really going to get a kick out of that one. So
yeah. And I'll be surprised it was just like a full-fledged like a 40-hour game. I mean, either or, I'd be happy.
yeah,
I mean, I freaking loved that Spider-Man game. It was an awesome game. It practically was like my game of the year of that day. I think God of War came out that right, or was it came out in 2018?
I
Let's
don't
see.
remember. I don't keep track of dates of games that I don't consider to be
Yeah,
game
that
of
also
the
came
year.
out in 2018. Yeah, but that game was really good, and I really enjoyed it. Um, But yeah, so if it was a standalone game, no, or that it's 40 plus hours, I'll take that. If it was a port from the PS4 and just adds Miles Morales, I'll take that too. And not only that, the one gimmick that I really enjoyed in the original Spider-Man game for the PS4 was the camera mode, and I just snapped photos everywhere. And it was
Oh,
pretty.
that was
It was a really good photo mode. So if they can capitalize on that one too and add a little bit more effects, a little bit more types of shades, or like, and just expand the experience of the photo mode and add a little bit more poses that you can do too, and that'll be really cool.
Yeah.
And moving on to the next one, we got Gran Turismo 7. So we finally get
Was that the next one?
Gran Turismo 7. Yeah, it was right after the Spider-Man Miles Morales, I believe, that they showed.
Okay.
So we do finally we get a core Gran Turismo game after the disaster that was the one on the PS4.
It wasn't a disaster. It
It
was.
wasn't. I mean,
It was fine.
it was the way. I mean, the way I see it, man. It wasn't. It was more of a disaster where other games had to like fill in the vacuum
yeah, for sure. Like
to
other, like Forza still has held the mantle. I would say Forza Horizon has been more successful than even Forza itself. And then you'll have like other series like put in more, not effort, but the consumer is able to like look in other like directions when it comes to like racing games than Gran Turismo, because Gran Turismo just takes 30 years to come out with another like numbered title.
Yeah,
But
and
sport wasn't that bad. It was fine. Like I enjoyed it. I loved the look of it. The presentation of it was super slick. The community was strong. I don't know if it still is, but like it was pretty strong back then. The VR stuff was a bummer, only because like I can remember a lot of people clamoring for more VR content. But what little VR content there was, it did feel really cool to finally like do VR racing like in a Gran Turismo game. And yeah, no, customization was cool. Community was cool. The online, I didn't too much of because I'm just not. I didn't get too into sport, but the car selection was decent. I took a look at the PlayStation Store page for that game, and man, they really added a whole bunch of DLC cars in there.
yeah.
It is quite a lot. Can't really speak much about that though. Like I don't know if like the selection is great or not. I didn't get too into the lineup of cars to see if it's like worth getting more of those like DLC cars.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, I'm not much of a racing game guy. Actually, I get turned off quite easily from racing games. The two racing games I don't even know if that's really much considered racing game. It's more of a arcadey-ish. Is obviously Mario Kart, and the other one's Crash Team Racing. The only racing game that I played that's like not arcadey that I played extensively was Forza 3. It was on the 360. Was it? I believe that was the one where they introduced the vinyls where you can like just make your car not just have anything on there.
Forza 4 was like the epitome on the 360, at least. Like it was just the best of the best. Forza 4, and then in my opinion, ever since it made the leap on an Xbox One, it's just been it's okay. Meanwhile, Horizon was the one that's like, oh yeah, we're getting more fun.
Is Horizon the open world one?
Yeah, that's the open world one.
Okay. Yeah, not much of a racing guy myself. But when what is it? Gran Turismo Sport came out, I did see that it wasn't really well received, and a lot of people were talking smack about it. But I mean, if you enjoyed it, and if there's people out there that enjoyed it, more power to them. I did because I did see two games. It was the Crew and Drive Club that try to like fill in the vacuum hole for PS4. So granted, I think the Crew is not PS4 exclusive, is it?
No, it's
multi-platform.
But
they try
multi-platform.
Yeah, they try to fill the vacuum that was the PS4's the major racing game title. That was lacking. Moving on to the next game, and this one to you and I is the best highlight of the PS4. I mean, PS4. Why did
Oh
I keep saying
yeah.
PS4? Jesus freaking Christ. PS5, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Now, that game looks gorgeous. It looks gorgeous. Not only does it look gorgeous, it looks significantly more sophisticated. I mean, it doesn't even look like it doesn't even look like a Ratchet and Clank game, and in a good way, where you just see so much detail into buildings, the floor. I mean, and to the enemy, and the new gimmick where they have the what is it? Yeah, like a sling with a hook that you pull the world to you is. I really, I mean, I really enjoyed the PS4 one, and what are the races that Ratchet is? Is it like a Lombax or something like that?
Yeah, he's a Lombax. He's the last
Yeah,
of his kind.
yeah. And so when you saw this trailer over here, you saw a female Lombax pop in. So that was or that was a big surprise. And yeah. So what are your takes on this, Scotty?
Well, the second we saw Ratchet, I was like, oh, this is it. Like, this is Sony
Yeah.
going, like, this is a legit PlayStation. You can't have PlayStation without certain characters. And for us to still keep, like, every generation, we drop some characters, we add some characters. So, for example, last gen, we lost... I don't know. I don't care. We gained Aloy. We gained. Anyways, so I guess we didn't.
I mean, we got
gain
back.
much.
We can say we got back Kratos. I mean, we did gain Aloy. What else did we get? I wouldn't really say Nathan Drake because he was there for PS3.
I would say we lost. Well, not lost him, but like that was it. I don't see us getting Nathan on PS5. I don't see us getting. I don't freaking know. But this example is going by the wayside. What I'm trying to get at is there's just some staple characters that are, associated with PlayStation that are like, they always bring a smile to your face when you see them in a new console. And that's what it was with Ratchet on PS4. Like with the way that Ratchet kind of ended on PS3, we're like, okay, well, they did a decent job. It was good. It was a good way to send off Ratchet or whatever. Not that he was being sent off or anything, but you had a great trilogy with the PS2, and then on the PS3 they did well as well, except for All for One and Enter the Nexus and things like that. But he still had a good presence. And then with PS4, it was really only one title, but it was important because it like was a reboot along with like, here's us making a movie. And you look at this new game and you're like, dang, this looks better than the movie. Like that is impressive. That's super impressive, and I'm really looking forward to it. I can see the gimmick to this one. I can see that the whole grapple effect looks cool, but is ultimately like, oh, here's just like a grapple shot, but with a cooler effect.
Yeah, it's just all for visual appeal, basically.
Yeah, but even still, like it looks really great, so that's cool. I don't see myself getting tired of that. Hopefully, I don't regret saying that. We got to see at least one cool new weapon, being the what was the name of it? Like it had to do with like hydroponics or something, but it was like shooting water, and like it would have like a field of flowers growing around it, and then like the enemies would have like flowers growing on them and everything. So it was like a gardening sort of turret weapon. So that was really cool. And yeah, female Lombax, that's cool. I wonder what's going to happen there. Hopefully she doesn't turn evil or goes away in just one title or something. That would be neat.
Yeah. I mean, they look like they even put a lot of design time in their design.
Dude, Ratchet's lonely, man.
I know.
Clank can only do so much, man. I'd get tired of
Yeah.
his attitude as well. So
Yeah. All
I'm
right.
glad he could look forward to a love interest at the very least.
Mhm. All right, moving on to the next one. We saw a little bit of a small trailer for this game called Project Athia. Now, not gonna lie, when I started seeing the trailer, I honestly thought that it was like a sequel to Heavenly Sword. Remember that game for PS3?
Yeah.
I honestly thought that it was gonna be that, but it seems like it's like a completely new standalone game. But the aesthetics kind of just seemed a lot like Heavenly Sword for some reason to me. But I do look like how the main character looks, how she has that robe on her back, and the mountains. So graphics kind of do remind me of God of War for the PS4. Like how it was it's kind of like a Norse-ish mountain range, or just very mountainy. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you think of that one?
Uh, I don't know. Like this, I believe this is where we start getting to the point where there's no more gameplay. I was
Uh,
expecting this whole presentation to have like, okay, here's the games, here's some of the gameplay, because with Spider-Man, we don't really need gameplay for that.
yeah,
We already know how Spider-Man is. Gran Turismo 7, you saw a good amount of gameplay to the point where some people were like, this is boring. But that's just how the game is. Um, GTA 5, that can go to hell. I don't care. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart had good gameplay footage. Um, I think. What
like I
else?
think the only like close to gameplay footage that we have was just her walking up to that giant like marble, Final Fantasy marble looking like plant
Yeah,
monster thing, and her
and
like just controlling plants, and yeah, that's it really.
and even then, it's like I tend to like be a bit suspicious of like quote unquote gameplay that doesn't really do much. Like if it's
Hmm.
just walking or something, because I don't know. Like to me, that's not an example of gameplay. We saw.
Yeah,
I don't want to like jump
definitely.
around the list or anything, but Sackboy, A Big Adventure, that had gameplay, and I believe that's kind of pretty much it. So
Yeah.
looking back on the game we're talking about now, um, I don't really have much to say about it. It's
Yeah, it didn't show too much. So all we have is just the visual aesthetics and just the main
yeah,
character and what she can do, and that's it. So we're just gonna move on to the next one. The game Stray. You know, to me, Stray. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this because I'm a huge cyberpunk guy. Actually, I'm a huge cyberpunk and a steampunk guy. I love both of them a lot. So when I see one or the other, I just instantly get interested. But it seems like you're going to be playing as the cat in that game,
yep.
and you just like just wander around the game and just doing like what maybe some platforming, but the story is told in the background kind of thing. It it feels kind of like that. I mean, I have no problem with that as long as the game is just good.
Hey,
And
as long as it's a game that brings something new, something interesting, or a
I mean,
cool
it is
different
definitely new.
perspective. Yeah,
You are playing as like as the title says, just a stray cat. Assuming that you will be playing as the cat,
yeah.
so it will be definitely be new. I mean, you know what I would want is that like you can look through windows, or you can just go up to people conversating, and you can hear conversations or thoughts of people, or when they think out loud.
Remember when you would see Master Chief like in a cloak or something in the desert?
Yeah.
Uh, Makes absolutely no sense, but that imagery was cool.
Yeah.
Uh, Genji wearing a hoodie in Overwatch 2. Uh, Flack also wearing a hoodie in
Hey
Borderlands
man, gotta
3.
get that style going on.
Yeah, so I like robots with style. I like robots that have some fashion.
Yeah.
So this game has that. So I'm up for that, and I'm also hoping it does well. That way, Microsoft takes a look at this and says, "Dang, we need a cat for our platform," and then we get Blinks the Time Sweeper returns again or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right, moving on to the next one we have on the list, Returnal. Now, when I saw this, I instantly got vibes of it. Have you seen that movie Edge of Tomorrow by Tom Cruise? Like that came out like a good maybe 4 years ago ish.
I watch movies.
No, well, there was a movie basically called Edge of Tomorrow, which is based off a Japanese manga, I believe. I forgot the name of that. Let me take a look. But basically, it's just repeating time over and over again because the aliens also have the same kind of ability, which is why they can defeat humans because they just cheat and look through the future. And one of the main characters actually gets that ability, and defeats the aliens at the end of this story. All you need is kill. That's the name of it. But yeah, I got some kind of vibes from that movie when I saw Returnal. But what was your take on this?
A female David Bowie who
That's
then
right. They called her a female David Bowie.
who then
That's
turns into
right.
like a kind of sort of generic-ish looking third-person shooter, if I remember correctly. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Like, I remember being really intrigued, and then you see, oh, I guess that one did have gameplay in it as well, huh? Good.
Yeah.
Then you see gameplay, and you're like, huh, okay. Well, that's that, I guess.
All right,
Those are
let's
my opinions on that.
yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. And it seems like we have Sackboy Adventures. Now, I'm not gonna lie, even
Yeah,
though you good?
I'm good. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's what are you gonna say about this? I don't get it. Like this is one of those characters that I wish we dropped was Sackboy because I think
Mhm.
Sackboy's like done, dude. Like, well, he was so
I never.
charming back on the
I mean,
PS3.
I never played a single one of what was the game
A
he's
Little
in?
Big Planet.
Little Big Planet. Yeah, yeah. I've never even touched that game, and
Man,
I
it is it the whole premise behind it is great. It's wonderful. A lot of people have put in a lot of time into making their creations and they look really great. Sometimes they play really great,
uh
but it just has the most frustrating controls for a platformer. It's so floaty. It's like imagine playing as like a helium filled balloon with like a little rock tied at the end. Um,
like one of
that's
those
what it
ones you get at
feels
like
like.
grocery stores where they have like the little plastic stars on the bottom.
Yeah, yeah. It has like a little plastic star at the bottom, and then when you grab onto something, you have to hope that the static electricity lasts long enough for you to like get to the other side of a gap or something. But like it just feels so floaty. It's not precise like a Mario game. Like it's not snappy. The sort of platforming you would want. It's kind of even a little bit still like that with Dreams. So it seems
Uh-huh.
like it's more of like a media molecule sort of thing. But I don't know, like it kind of still looks to be the same in terms of controls with what we saw here, and I'm not I'm not at all for it. Like,
Mhm.
what is even
I
the
mean,
point? Like,
Little Big Planet was like really popular with the kids. I have a lot of friends who have kids, and when they have PlayStation, all they do is either play Fortnite or Little Big Planet. So I think their target audience is very clear in this game.
yeah, hey, like if you have games such as like Astrobot, in my opinion, he's a way more charming character than Sackboy. But like those sorts of games, that's cool. Have kids be able to like gravitate towards those characters would be neat. But
Hmm.
man, just so tired of Sackboy. He was like such a cool, charming little guy in Little Big Planet 1 and 2. Started to overstay his welcome with 3, the karting game.
Yeah, they did make a lot of games,
Yeah, and
and
he was
in a
on the
short
Vita
time
as
span too.
well. He was on the
He
PSP.
was
He
on
was
the
on the Vita. Yeah, like it. I think he's who knows, right? Like it could sell crazy amounts, and I'd look retarded for even thinking this, but
yeah.
um, but no, I'm just not a fan. I saw that and I was bummed out. I was like, really, we're here. This is what
Yeah,
should have been like a PlayStation Network title on early PlayStation 4's life, is what it should have been.
yeah. All right, well, we'll move on to the next one, Destruction All-Stars. And I want to say, out of like, for some reason, out of all the games that were shown in the PS5 reveal, I remember this one the most. And when a game can make a trailer like that, it means that they did a really good job. And this game looks hella fun.
That's weird. Like, I remember glossing over it, and
Mhm.
the only criticism I had for it was, wow, that title is very generic or something. Like, that's all
Yeah.
I had about it. And then after the presentation was done, like, I would do the usual, like, okay, now let's see these trailers in better quality. Okay, now let's see all these other people react to, what they thought of like the announcements and things like that. And
Uh-huh.
every time I would get to, what is this called again? Destruction All Stars?
Destruction All-Stars.
Yeah. Every time I would get to it, like, I started feeling a bit less lame about the name, so that's good. And then I started to really like, I was digging it a whole lot more. I was digging
Yeah.
the gameplay way more. Um, who do you know who's developing this one?
Let's take a look, actually. Destruction All-Stars.
All right, you
Alright.
look at that, and I make sure that there's no dead air here on this wonderful professional podcast. Let's talk
All right.
about. Oh, you got it.
No, actually. I am gonna
Okay,
see if I can find the
wonderful.
Wikipedia page.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and keep talking. Um,
Lucid Games
I
seems to
don't,
be.
I
They
don't
are known for
know.
making. Let's go down the list that I would know. Geometry Wars 3, Goat Simulator,
Ooh,
Liberty City Stories. And well, they're making Destruction All Stars, uh, Pixel Smash, Jacob Jones and the Bigfoot Mystery, 2K Drive. Mostly, wow, most of their games are handheld. So all of
wait,
this,
Lucid Games. They
yeah.
wouldn't happen to have like people from like Bizarre
Yes,
Creations,
they
would
do.
they?
Most of Lucid Games' 10
Oh,
founders were previously employed by Bizarre Creations,
wait. If I
courtesy of
remember
Wikipedia.
correctly, as well, shouldn't some of these developers have also made like Blur?
Blur doesn't seem like it. It's not on the, but they made Need for Speed Payback. Happy
Blur.
Happy Donuts, Goat Simulator, Geometry Wars 3, like I said, Jacob Jones and the Bigfoot, PlayStation Vita Pets Puppy Parlor, Pixel Smash, Santa's Magic, 2K Drive, another Jacob Jones, the Bigfoot Mystery, Pixel Smash Christmas Edition, and Travel Bug.
You really shouldn't have said most of these names because
You don't know
you're
any of
you're
them?
you're sucking the wind out of my sails already. But I think if we have some people from Bizarre Creations and some people from like some other racing stuff, then this might be really cool. I
I
can
mean,
see
I
myself
really like.
picking this up.
Yeah, I can definitely see myself picking this up. This that one game that hasn't come back that me and a lot of people have been dying for is Twisted Metal. And this is probably the closest thing we'll get to Twisted Metal, albeit you
Yeah,
get knocked out of your car and you have to like run back to your car or vehicle or whatever you have. And I think that's pretty cool. You can still, or you can also like, what is it, run out and like beat somebody else up too if he got crashed out of his car.
yeah, that seems like a
So
lot of fun.
that does seem like a lot of fun. So this game really stood out to me. It just seems like this just mindless fun. So I'm definitely probably gonna pick this up. If you're gonna pick it up, and if the others are gonna pick it up, and we just play all of this together, it's gonna be
Heck
it
yeah.
will be fun. All right, so let's move on to the next one. So, Kenna, Bridge of Spirits. Um, this one where I was looking at Twitter live as we were watching this, and everyone called that main character basically Hanzo's adventure. You know, Hanzo from Overwatch.
Yeah.
Um, so what is your take on this, Scotty?
It is a very cute Hanzo's adventure. The little fur balls look cute. Apparently, this is made by a team of people that used to animate, and it
Mm-hmm.
really shows because it is a very pretty looking game. Hopefully, hopefully it has some staying power, and we'll see like a sequel or something. Like, hopefully, the story is engaging enough for
We
it to
did we did see quite a bit of gameplay of this. So yeah, it's a third person-ish kind of adventure game. She has the staff, and
Mhm.
she does like a lot of shamanistic magic, and you got the little basically overlord with minions,
Yeah.
those little fur balls. But
I
yeah,
welcome any game that is not Pikmin but plays like Pikmin, because Pikmin is clearly dead. There's never going to be another Pikmin game ever again. So sure, I'm up for it.
alrighty. And let's move on to next one. And I believe Scotty's favorite game of this is Goodbye Volcano High.
Oh yeah, let me tell you, man. Wonderful gameplay, very memorable cast of characters. I just cannot wait for me to go to sleep. I don't know. This game is not for me. It's not for a lot of people, I'm sure, but hey, it definitely will have an audience. If it is what I think it is, given the logo for the game,
Looks very visual novel-y. Yes.
it to me it seems like it is a bunch of Breakfast Club dinosaurs knowing that the meteor is about to hit them, and they're just going to go all out. So cool, I
Oh,
guess. I don't know.
oh, some opinions on that game. So we'll move on to next one. So we got Oddworld Soulstorm. Um, I actually never played an Oddworld game, and I always wanted to, but I have an attention span of like a freaking fly. So I really had like a lot of chances to play Oddworld. I mean, I remember what was the one that came out on like the original Xbox.
Um, that would be Munch's Odyssey and Stranger's Wrath,
Ye- Okay. I didn't know they
which
were
are
even two.
not at all like your typical Oddworld games.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
I really wanted to get into that series, but I really never had the chance, or just it's just my attention span being
it's a
stupid.
cool universe for sure. It's like gritty, dark, humorous.
Uh-huh.
Uh, it was definitely like, especially during the Xbox era, it was kind of like a product of its time almost, like with the way that Munch's Odyssey kind of felt. But uh, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, and uh, forget the name of the other one. Those are like your classic sort of games, and then you have New and Tasty, which had come out on PS4, and that was, I believe, also for PlayStation Plus, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
I might not, I might be misremembering, but you definitely had a lot of chances, and you screwed up, because it is neat. It is difficult. It is quite something.
Mm, yeah. Um, I might actually look into this game because I always wanted to get into Oddworld at some point in time. I mean, I had like more than 10 years to even try the game out, so it's just me being a
Abe,
procrastinating and
Abe is a really cool character. He's great. Good
okay.
video game character.
And next game, Ghostwire Tokyo. Now, at first, I was kind of like iffy about it because it's like, oh, another game in Tokyo, because me being Japanese, it just seems like every single game that comes out from Japan that has to take place in Japan has to take place in Tokyo. And yeah, but I did once I started seeing the gameplay footage of that, I'm just like, this is just BioShock in Japan, and I am
Yeah,
digging it.
to me it came off as like, this is not Thief, but Dishonored. Yeah,
This
Dishonored.
Dishonored, that's another good one. That's another good way of putting it. I played the first Dishonored, and I really like that game. The steampunk aesthetic with like kind of like everyone having like an American accent was like
Mhm.
really cool to me. And they had them using basically whale oil for practically everything was also it really created the world. I hope they do the same with this game. I believe there was a trailer that came out even before they showed this, or some sort of teaser from what I heard. But this game looks really nice. I like seeing Japanese yokai and ghosts, and not only that, I like to see Bioshocky, Dishonored kind of powers. But to me, I saw more Bioshock in this than Dishonored. But so, what is your take on this, Scotty?
You brought up how we had seen like a sneak peek at this, or if not, it was more of like a reveal trailer. And I do remember the reveal trailer, and it was revealed by that
I believe
Nakamura
it was like
chick.
yeah, was it last year?
Yeah, last year during the Game Awards, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was by Ikumi Nakamura, if I remember correctly. I don't know, but she was like the cute, spunky girl that was up on stage that didn't know much English, and then was promptly, I don't know if she was probably fired or let go or something. I don't know, but she's gone from that project. And I was really digging what I had seen of the reveal trailer, and then I see this, and I'm not as interested anymore. But
Why? Why not?
I don't know. I think I was never a fan of the Dishonored games. To me, it's like, yeah, I had my fill with Bioshock. Like, Bioshock is like a one and done for me. I loved it. I don't think I want to go back.
Do you remember the anime called Durara?
Yeah, I remember it.
So I got a lot of Durara feels about this. Also, my hometown kind of feels about this because when you like every city, even in a major city, we have like a type of thing where we have like a local legend kind of thing that's pretty obscure too. Like only either old people know it or it's just like a rumor. And I kind of got those types of vibes when I saw the ghost. It's like, oh, a headless girl with wearing a schoolgirl uniform. That sounds something like locals would just make up and manifest itself. And that part of that part of the game seems very Japan-y, I would say. I mean, of course, it takes place in Tokyo, Japan, but it gives me a little bit of an assurance that okay, it feels a lot more than what it is. But all right, let's move on to the next one and Jet the Far Shore.
This I like.
Jet the
So
Far Shore.
this is made by Super Brothers. Not many people remember Super Brothers, but they were the ones that had made Sword and Sorcery on iOS way back when iOS games were still like gaming on phones. Like it was even in like this was before like. Was it before Angry Birds? I can't remember, but it was around that time of like when they were hitting their stride a little. And so Sword and Sorcery was kind of touted as like this game is deeper than your typical mobile game. And it was neat. I didn't finish it, but it was neat. Wonderful art style.
It is. It's very brown and very dusty, and I'm digging that a lot. Grayish brown.
Yeah, so it seems to be like cool. Super Brothers has a bigger budget this time around because they are making something that looks pretty intriguing. I like this. It seems like, to me, from what it looks like they found a planet to try to habitate, and they need to recon it. And it turns out there's a lot of water. So that's what it looks like to me, and I'm looking forward to that. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I am looking forward to that game too. And so let us move on to Godfall. So I don't remember this. I mean, I remember the name, but I just don't remember what happened in the. Oh, this was the one that was very actiony and had like the night guy in there. I
Yeah,
remember,
this was
and
technically one of the first PlayStation 5 games that we knew of. Because
I see.
This was shown off at the Game Awards, and it was like coming to PlayStation 5, and it was like
That's
really the
right.
only PlayStation 5 game that we knew of at the time.
Was I screaming? I believe I was screaming, "Oh, this is Paragon!" when I was in the
Yeah.
voice chat as all of us were watching this live. I was like, "Paragon, Paragon!" Like no, but dude. So okay, now I remember this game. I think the action looked pretty awesome in the game. But I didn't really do much of research for the game other than whatever they showed at the trailer, and I don't
Mhm.
really remember what happened in the Game Awards. When they showed this game. So
I don't
so I'll
remember
do
either. I'm not going to remember this trailer other than terrible music selection. Doesn't really fit with whatever the game is trying to be, I guess.
uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, that's Godfall. Moving on, in my opinion. Moving on.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got Solar Ash. Remember that game that looked pretty was it cell shaded? And it was about the girl kind of like
Oh,
skating.
yeah.
Yeah. Wait, doesn't really strike you that much?
No. Um,
I thought the game looked very nice. I'm kind of not gonna lie, these types of art style do kind of catch my attention.
uh, Trying to come up with something to say about Solar Ash. I guess it reminds me of Bound, the way
Down?
that game looks. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, Bound was neat.
Hmm. Well, then I guess this will be neat too. Okay, let's move on to Hitman 3. So, what did you think of this one, Scotty?
Hey, another Hitman game with neat music. Hitman trailer, sorry, Hitman game
Yeah.
trailer with neat music.
How was Hitman Absolution? It came out on the PS4.
It was good.
It was good. Okay, it was episodic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've only played one Hitman game, and that was, I believe, the one that came. Ow! I hit my stub my toe. The one that came out on the original Xbox, I believe. Was it?
I do want to quickly correct you and say it wasn't Hitman Absolution. It was just Hitman 1 and Hitman 2, I believe. They just did like a complete reboot.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
because I wasn't too much on the Hitman series. I did just play one Hitman game, and I don't really remember too much of that. I believe I was in like high school too, so not even high school, like middle school when I was playing that. What was the main character's name? It was like Agent something,
Agent 47.
Agent 47. All right,
Not 48 and not 46. You better get it right.
789. All right, enough of that pun. Moving on. Here's another highlight of the trailer: is Demon Souls Remastered.
No, Taco, let's
Now,
go back to that pun. Let's go back to it. Look, I want you to know that I'm sure
what?
there's somebody out there that had like a good chuckle, okay? So don't feel too bad about it. You know what? Sometimes sometimes they're bangers, sometimes they're not, okay? Just don't feel too bad about it.
Well, if you say so, no, I just really don't care about what I just said.
Look, I'm just trying to make sure you don't feel bad, okay? All right?
Okay.
Sometimes we're just not as funny as we want to be, okay? Totally fine.
Okay. I know it wasn't funny, but I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, but I just wanted to say that.
Hmm. All right. Well, let's move on to Demon Souls Remastered. This one now was another highlight for me. This game looks gorgeous, and I, I'm 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 really happy that they're making this game. But something inside me really wanted a Bloodborne 2 to be
Of
shown.
course.
I loved Bloodborne a lot. I fucking loved Bloodborne. But I
I
mean,
love it
I'll take
too.
this. I'll take this Demon Souls. I'll take this. It looks gorgeous. It seems like they're actually gonna, instead of just being like a, like a remaster, like I mean, not a remaster, but like an HD or like a remake kind of thing. They're completely building the graphics from the ground up. It seems like, and I saw a couple of pictures of comparisons of like one of the dragons and one of the bosses with a big shield,
Hmm.
and I saw the comparisons of the graphics, and it was just day and night to me. And I know I'm gonna definitely get this game, and I know I'm just gonna start screaming at my screen because this game is hella hard, and it's harder than Dark Souls. And yeah, what about you, Scotty?
Finally, the Dark Souls of Dark Souls.
Yeah,
Um,
Dark Soulsception.
don't talk to me about these sorts of series, man. Other than Bloodborne, because man, I have just the worst time with these games. With Demon Souls, I did not even get past the part where the dragon breathes fire on you the first time around. I didn't even get past that. So I was not a fan when it first came out. I was not a fan of Dark Souls. And
Just
then
because
Bloodborne
you don't like
happened.
being a, you don't like being you don't
It's
like
mainly
turning
like
around
the
and grabbing your
setting.
ankles.
It's mainly the setting. It's mainly like the whole medieval setting. I'm not a fan of it. But once Bloodborne happened, I was like, oh gosh, I love this game so much. So I
Yes,
was looking forward to Bloodborne 2 as well, but I like those guys are busy. They're busy with Elden Ring,
Elden Ring for sure. Yeah.
so there's no way.
I low-key hope they have like a full story to tell. I mean, I know it's not really in from Soft's way of doing video games is to give like a story or anything because they're very vague on any
Yeah,
story that they give. But since if they're working with R.R. Martin, then I hope that that they have like a whole set of story and set of like I mean story lore and characters that are part of the story and that also have arcs as well. And but something tells me that might not happen. So we'll see. But yes, I am also looking forward to that, and definitely looking forward to this Demon Souls remastered. Now let's see. Here's another highlight of the PS4. We know this is not going to be an exclusive. Obviously, it's the Resident Evil Village, or 8. You know how they have the little VI and LL and it becomes 8. Yeah.
yeah. I can't wait to
When
see what they'll do for Resident Evil 30.
did you play 7 though?
Yeah,
Did you like it?
yeah. I
Is
played
it-
it in VR. I played it in
Ooh, hell no!
PSVR.
Oh hell no! I
So
would not play that in VR.
so that was a very fun experience. I liked it.
We got Resident Evil, Wolf Among Us, basically. Hey, at least Chris Redfield doesn't look weird like he kind of did in the end of 7. Oh, spoiler alert! But yeah, there we go for that one. We didn't see much of gameplay. We just obviously just saw title and just saw wolves or
Is that a
werewolves.
spoiler alert, or was he just part of some DLC? I'm pretty sure it was just like some DLC.
He was part of some DLC and also he was in the ending of 7.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. Um, moving on, we got Pragmata, however you pronounce that.
The game that everyone thought was like, oh, Hideo Kojima. Oh,
Oh,
um,
yeah. That guy
yeah,
with the astronaut talking to the little girl and or looked like, or what a lot of people thought that it might be another, what is it, Death Stranding? Uh,
yeah.
this game does look pretty, it does stand out, because it seems like it takes place, like a seemingly post-apocalyptic world-ish. I mean, we only
No,
saw like
that place
very minimal.
definitely. It definitely looks like it takes place in space. The city is just like an illusion. I believe like the sky
Ooh.
breaks apart because it's like a big old monitor because of satellite flew right through it.
I mean, yeah, so that does make sense because you see the cat in the beginning of the trailer, and it was just like a robot that just has like a hologram on the outside.
Yeah, so a lot of illusion happening here. A lot of things
That
that
that seems like a very new way of doing gameplay. Is you don't know what's real, or you do know what's real, and you don't know what's real, and a lot of the stuff in the game are just illusions, and it just constantly reminds you that everything around you is not real.
yeah, more than meets the eye, man. I cannot wait for what we're totally working towards, which is another Transformers game.
I mean, yeah, very minimal gameplay. I think there was the one where he was like flying in the sky or something. He like landed on. Did he land on a satellite? I
Well,
don't.
no, remember this. From what it seems, looks like it takes place in space. So it's not so much that he was flying in the sky; it's that he was being sucked out in a
Yeah. Or
vacuum.
oh yeah. That's right. That's right. He was being sucked out. So okay, you're right. So it does take place in space. I just didn't really think of it too deep. Good.
Yeah, give it another look. I believe
I'll
there's an
definitely look it
extended
up.
trailer. There's an extended trailer out, so you could see more footage.
Ooh, okay. Let me look that up real quick too. Extended trailer. There we go. Extended. Here we go. Extended cut. I'll keep that in mind for after the podcast. All right, and here's the last one on the list is the last but not least, Horizon Forbidden West. It's not Horizon 1.
Yeah. So what do you think? You're the one that's going through that game, so.
Yes, I'm going through that game really slowly because I suck at that game. That game is quite challenging, especially the stealth mechanics of that game. I'm at the part where I don't want to say spoilers, but you just basically go to a completely new land, and it's basically the first quest you do after that completely new land. The graphics are amazing, weather effects are amazing, detail in that game is amazing. Especially when I saw like those ants climbing up the trees with um, but yeah, gameplay wise, not much of a fan of it because just I mean, granted, maybe it's just because of how I'm not good at just thinking outside the box. But I keep getting my ass kicked in that game.
Yeah,
But so what?
you have to approach battles like really open-ended and open-minded in terms of like, okay,
Definitely,
how do I get around this sort of thing?
yeah. Because what I noticed is that you shouldn't be picking fights a lot, or
Yeah,
even
it's not all Monster Hunter.
yeah. I'm just like a running gun type of guy, and yeah, the stealth mechanics it just really gets to me. And so maybe I'll try start to play the game more stealthier than how I just keep getting my ass kicked. But so what did you think about the trailer though? I mean, I'm definitely hyped in. I really loved how the graphics looked on the game. Forbidden West though. Well, what do you think?
Um, it's looking great. It's looking like if you are a PlayStation fan who just cannot seem to get their hands on a Nintendo Switch and experience Breath of the Wild, you've got this. I'm kidding. It
I mean, you got
this
that Ghost of
trailer in
Tsushima coming out
particular,
too.
this trailer in particular feels like I got feels from this in the same way that I had gotten the same sort of feelings for the last trailer that Breath of the Wild got, in which it's like, look at this entire world and look at everything you'll be able to do in it. You're going to explore all of this stuff. And, you saw her going through water, going through caves, climbing steep ledges and things like that. Like, for sure, they must have taken note of some of the things that Breath of the Wild did for its open world. And I'm sure they'll integrate some of those systems in there. Whether it's like how it plays with fire or how maybe you'll be able to climb stuff here and there. I'm pretty sure they took some influence from that, and that's going to be pretty fun. I didn't beat the first game, but I got through a decent amount, and yeah, that game it's fun. It's like a good adventure. So yeah, no,
And lore, man.
this will do just as good. I didn't get too into the lore, but
No? Okay. Well,
no. Although I will say the opening sequence of that game was really strong when it came to
when she
you
was a kid
seeing
and
her.
going through the
Yeah,
cave
yeah,
and yeah.
that was really good.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, all right then. All right. So now we're done talking about the games. Let's
No,
move
we're
on
not.
to
You
well,
forgot Bug Snacks, asshole.
bug snacks. Okay. Well, bug snacks. Not my type of game. But let's talk about it. So that game looks. We already know definitely what the target audience for that game is. I thought that game was very weird. Just eat fruit and have it on the part of your body.
I will say this trailer. I don't know. I felt like it did more of a disservice to it than it should have, because from a recent interview,
Mm.
supposedly it's a first-person adventure game, and they say that it plays a lot like Ape Escape. so,
I see.
so I don't know. That seems to be more cool than what we had seen from this trailer. I do like that all of the creatures there are made up of food. I think that's super creative. seeing
Playing
like,
this in the middle of the night and just getting freaking hungry as you play the
oh
game.
yeah,
Yeah, no
there's
thank
that.
you.
And hey, the catchy theme song, of course, by Caro Caro Bonito. I gotta give them a shout out because they make good music. So,
Okay.
yeah, there you go. Now we are truly done. There's absolutely no other game we missed in this presentation. None whatsoever. Right, Taco?
Right.
Astrobot Playroom was also really great. Astrobot in VR was super cool. So the fact that the PlayStation 5 is going to have that preloaded is going to be neat. That'll be a really neat
Cool.
experience to like
That's
introduce
cool.
people to the DualSense controller.
Mhm.
Astrobot is a super neat, rad little dude, and there was a level that is based off of the PlayStation 2 menu, which is
Yes.
really cool.
The towers.
Yeah, so that's
Mhm.
neat. And with
All
that,
right.
we absolutely have covered every single game in this presentation.
Are you
right,
sure,
Taco?
Scotty? Are you sure?
Well, I'm asking you.
I think so. I think so.
Okay. If there's even one comment on here that says otherwise, it's on
Well then,
you.
well, it will be on me, and I'll address that mistake. Oh, okay. So we will move on to the consoles and how it looks. And there's two editions, the disc edition and the digital version. So yeah, aside from the memes that just exploded right after this thing came, seeing that looks like a freaking Wi-Fi router, and a lot of the people photoshopping the pictures of just anime characters in there. I
Mm-hmm.
Aside from the jokes, I think that this console looks pretty okay looking. I mean, it does seem a little bit off-putting on how it's not black and not. I mean, it is definitely sleek, but it doesn't seem. It just seems like they're going away from their usual black model or black color, which is
Yeah.
okay. I'm down with it. So, what do you think, Scotty?
That thing is huge,
The
and
Xbox on VCR all over again, maybe.
uh, I wasn't fond at how it didn't seem like you could lay it down flat, and I was like, "Where the hell am I
It,
gonna put this thing?" But
it looks all awkward and everything. They definitely designed this purposely to look like to look at or designed it purposely to stand up straight. I
yeah,
mean, if you put it
yeah,
sideways, it's just gonna look like a freaking sandwich, like a taco.
yeah. So there's that. They clearly designed the digital only version as well first, and then they just slapped on a disk drive to the other one.
Yeah, the disc one. It looks weird. It looks like it's pregnant, like it's just bulging.
Yeah. Don't fall for it, guys. They want you to have the digital one. Don't go for that one. Go for the disc one, okay? They just want to tie you into their store so they can make max profit, okay? Don't
No
fall for
tax.
it.
No tax.
They're gonna have tax, of course. I think you get taxed in different states. So
By the way, did you see the DualSense controller, like a complete, like not a microscopic, but like a really, really close zoom up to the controller and like little dots on it? Did you see that?
yeah, how they're composed of the shapes.
Yeah,
I
I thought
thought
that
I
was
had seen
cool.
that like initially when I was seeing like higher definition versions of all of the trailers that had come out, including
Uh-huh.
the reveal of the PlayStation 5. There's a shot where you see the inside of one of the grooves and how it looks bumpy. And for a split second, I thought, wait, are those made up of the logo or of the shapes?
Yeah, I mean, how they did that was awesome, and
I'm not sure if it's made up of the shapes on the PlayStation itself, but it's pretty obvious on the controller. I'm
yeah,
not sure about the console itself. You really have to go in there with a magnifying glass.
unless we get like another closer look, or we actually buy the console and look for it, see it for ourselves.
Yeah.
But other than that, my favorite meme that I saw of this was the JoJo meme of Josuke and his stand Crazy Diamond.
Oh yes, that one.
Josuke's head was the Xbox Series X,
There
and
was a Polnareff one. There's a Polnareff one floating around
Oh my
as well.
god! Oh no, another one was Kaiba. Basically, Kaiba's what is it? His jacket from Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, I fucking love those memes. And see, this is why the internet is a good thing. They just make fun of things in a good way.
I disagree.
You disagree? Why?
Never happened. I wish the internet never happened.
You wish the internet never happened.
Never ever.
Passive
Look at what I'm
sarcasm.
stuck doing now.
Well, alrighty. Let us move on to what we're currently playing and our thoughts on the games we're playing. I already broke down mine in the script, but well, I'm gonna let you go first since I already know what I'm talking about. What are you playing right now, Scotty?
Let's see. I'm playing Pokemon Smile.
Okay.
I'm playing Pokemon Smile. That game helps you brush your teeth.
We'll talk about let's talk about the direct actually, since it was only like a good 10-15 minutes. Yeah,
Yes.
Pokemon Smile.
I'm currently playing through that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and choose.
By the way, this podcast is recorded on the 17th of June. So in the morning we did have a Pokemon Direct. And yeah, so go ahead, Scotty. Sorry to interrupt you.
You know what? I don't even want to talk about Pokemon Smile anymore. I keep getting interrupted. So
I interrupted you once.
You guys are just gonna have to keep wondering. Keep wondering.
All right, go ahead and go brush your teeth. Go brush your teeth.
You'll never know how that ends. You'll never know.
We got the Pokemon Smile. We got the Pokemon Cafe game. We got an update, the Mega Evolution update for Pokemon Go, and we got the.
Sorry.
And we got the new Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, biggest takeaway here, Pokemon Snap. Gosh, man, Pokemon games can look really pretty when Game Freak isn't involved. Thank goodness for that. Seeing that Wailord breach was like, oh yes, he's finally big again. Thank God.
There's your boy. What do they call those Afro Buffalo Pokemon? When I saw like a herd of them, they look pretty. When you saw the Squirtle on the Lapras going through the water, and you see like the corals and the rocks under the water, that was gorgeous. And it's like, wow, like you said, graphics on Pokemon that are not made by Game Freak. Wow, just wow. But I'm totally hyped. I'm definitely sure actually, but I also do hope that they have like these little secret gimmicks that they have from the original Pokemon Snap 20 plus years ago. That where, for example, like you lead the Slowpoke into the river, and he turns around, he puts his tail in the river, and he evolves into a Slowbro, or like you guide the Magikarp across the river to the waterfall, and he evolves into a Gyarados, or another one where you like throw a poison ball at Mew's little bubble so you can take a picture of the Mew because it like breaks. Like those kind of like hidden gimmicks, or they had ruins, I believe, like ruins in the original Pokemon that are like at a certain angle they look like Pokemon. You remember that? I love those.
Those little gimmicks were fun, and they have so much to like choose from at this point. Like it's.
Oh my god!
They
Can you
only
imagine?
They had 2 generations or 3 of them to work with for Pokemon Snap. It wasn't even all of them, and man, they've got some catching up to do. Like, how easy could it be for them to come out with like 4 levels and then every other month, like every 2 months or even 3 months, it's like, here's a whole other level with a whole bunch of other Pokemon.
Hopefully it's free too, not like locked behind some hint
I would
season
pay.
pass.
Hell, I would pay, man. Like if it were, let's say, like a budget title.
Let's put the pricing down then. How much would you go for per level? Assuming that let's say we're gonna throw out like a pack out there, a season pass. Like it's gonna come with 4 other levels, but we're gonna release 1 level like every other month or every 2 months. How much would you pay?
Okay, main game would cost like $40 or like
$39.99. Okay.
And every level I'd be willing to pay like $6 for. And then like in like a season pass, if you get the season pass, each level would end up being like $5 or something. That's just what I see as like the most obvious like way to go about it.
Okay, fair enough. That does sound like a good idea. I'll be down for that. But just not much of a season pass kind of guy.
Well, yeah,
But
me neither. It's not like I
but
want there to be like DLC. I want a full game, but uh, there's something about like being able to
yeah, I think you
return
keep
to a
the
game after
yeah,
like
yeah,
every
absolutely. Like
couple
so,
months.
yeah, absolutely. So they can keep the game alive, keep the hype train going. Keep the conversation going, especially on social media. I mean,
Yeah.
then yeah, you're right. It's just I'm just too old in video gaming culture. That's why. But
You're
yeah,
old. You're old.
you're old too. Get out of here.
I'm young.
So definitely, yeah. So and they say that they're going to have another Pokemon Direct next week, and my fingers crossed. I hope they announce because they say it's like a big project. So I said I hopefully think and have my fingers crossed for a Diamond and Pearl remake. And because I mean, my favorite Pokemon generation, Diamond and Pearl. So I'm definitely crossing my fingers for those. What do you think is going to be announced next week, though?
I'm hoping for the complete disbandment and firing of all Game Freak employees. That would be wonderful. I'm only half kidding. I would say, I would want. What would I want? I guess. I mean, let's go for the easy one. Either that, like a remake of that, or just I don't know, man. Like, you know what? Let's do it. What would you want? Well, okay. How? Sorry for going on a tangent here, but here's what I would personally want to see in a Pokemon game. Just go back to like a nice graphical design of like either 2D or some form of sprites or something. Just make it look
Mm.
really nice. Um, like make it look like Octopath Traveler in a way, but not like super detailed like that. But just make it look really pretty. You can make things look nice in HD, but still
You
pixelated.
want you want like you want pixels then?
I want what?
You said you wanted the game to return back to like sprites and pixels, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I want
I mean,
that.
I wouldn't mind that
Because
either because like I said, Diamond and Pearl is still my favorite one, and that game is just sprites and pixels.
yeah. So
Kind of actually, the buildings were kind of 3D-ish.
if this if Sun not Sun and Moon, if you know what, screw that. I want Sun and Moon in HD on the Switch. Screw that, because I love Sun and Moon.
You like Sun and Moon? Okay,
I love Sun and Moon, so just give me that. How about that? So, let's skip over all
just
those other games.
just
Screw
port all the
Diamond and
3D games
Pearl.
on the Switch.
Screw. just
Just
give
port
me
all the 3D games on the Switch.
just give me Sun and Moon on the Switch. Upres those polygons and we're set, because that was
Okay,
the last good Pokemon game to me, in my opinion.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. Well, we segued into the direct as we were talking about what we're currently playing. As Scotty said that he was playing Pokemon Smile.
I
Anything else
was.
anything else you're playing currently?
I'm actually going through. I decided to revisit an old favorite for no reason whatsoever. I decided to go ahead and revisit Lost Planet.
That is a good game.
That is a great game.
It is a
It
great game.
feels clunky. It feels like a 2006 Japanese game on the Xbox 360.
It is a
Uh,
2006 Japanese game on Xbox 360.
oh, that's why it feels like that. But no, I'm having a lot of fun
Shut
with
up.
it. I miss that series, dude. It is
Oh,
wonderful.
it is great. The grappling system, remember, grapple jump. Yep.
Yeah.
What,
Um,
what do they call that mech that they get in that has like the saws?
the
You know,
VS, they call those the
yes.
VS. The
It was also a fighting character in was it Tatsunoko versus Capcom for some reason? Like they couldn't just like bring the main character, but hey, I'm down for that.
oh wait, he was in a fighting game.
The whole yeah, Tatsunoko versus Capcom. The VS itself was a
Ooh, oh,
character.
okay.
Yeah, that he could play
That's
as or the fighting character. But it counted as just one. Like there were characters that were large and characters that were just normal size. Large normal size characters, I think, take up like one slot, and there's like 2 slots you can have per character per team. Or if you choose the large guy, it just takes up 2 slots, and you only can play that guy.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Tazo vs. Capcom was a good game. Glad it didn't kick off that well. Or no, actually, it did kick off good. What am I talking about? They even had like a definitive edition of that game. But when the original one came out, for some reason, it didn't really kick off. Or at least the people around me that had a Wii didn't really have that game. But anyways, hopefully, dude, can you imagine if they make like a remaster of that game on like PS5 or something?
Of what? Lost Planet?
Yeah, like Demon Soul style. Like you just completely start from the ground up. Like here's Lost Planet 1 and 2, just remastered.
Yeah. Let's never bring up 3 or something. But just 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are the good ones.
They can do 3. I'm down for any of that. I mean, the game is great. Remember they had the Gears of War collaboration on, was it 2? Or was it 1?
I don't remember this.
Yeah, the 360 version had the Gears of War collaboration on for Lost Planet. You could play Marcus and Dom.
I had no idea about this.
You had no idea about this? Wow, let me show you pictures right now, actually.
Yeah, I'll see them afterwards.
Okay, we'll show you that. We'll take a look at it afterwards. But yeah, they had skins where you can play as Marcus and Dom in Lost Planet, and it was really fun. So anything else you're playing?
That's pretty much it. Me and a friend finally wrapped up Minecraft Dungeons, so we're set there, and that's pretty much it.
All right. I am currently playing Animal Crossing still. I actually got my vibe into that game, so
Nice.
after terraforming was opened up, just my mind just exploded. I was like, I got so many ideas that I want to do. I had half my island is just completely urbanized now. So my fossils
Wow.
ain't spawning anywhere there. They're only spawning in like 3 locations I have on my island, which is the campsite, the Japanese garden, and the orchard. That's the only place it's spawning.
That's easy to hunt down then. Cool.
Yeah, I have 3 3 parts to the island. I have like a shopping district, I have a residential district, albeit I have like 3 houses on the other side of the island because I can't fit them in the residential district. And then I have just like the main area around the town hall. I have like I currently everything on the island other than the areas I said earlier about the Japanese garden and the campsite and the orchard. They're all bricks and stone.
The surrounding area, the ground, right?
Yeah, the ground. So, and what I plan to do is add like a gym section, a theater section, and a park. That's the 3 projects that I have going on in Animal Crossing, and that's it. And after that, I'll probably be done constructioning for a very good long time in Animal Crossing. I made my house area around my house into a complete like palace garden where you just like walk up the stairs and there's like a whole line of hedges that I made and shrubs and trees. So it literally looks like a freaking like an England like a palace from England. Yeah, I got into
It's been a while since I visited your island, so we'll go around to do that soon.
Okay, for sure. But yeah, I got into the zone. And after that, I'll probably start to collect the villagers that I want. And so the next game that I am playing is Valkyria Chronicles.
Oh yeah, let's check up on you with that one. Where are you at now?
I actually finally was able to get past the part that I was stuck in at that game, which was, well, from now I'm going to just talk about a bunch of spoilers for Valkyria Chronicles. When the giant tank comes in, that was the huge spike in difficulty. I was finally able to get past that because scouts are the most overpowered thing in that game, and you can literally just clear a level with nothing but scouts, unless they have like 10 tanks in there. But even then, it's probably you can still probably like just send Alicia and just run straight through because she has like under fire ability where it just takes no damage from being under fire. I did lose one guy. Rest in peace, Wavy. You have fought well. You are resting in the grave in the war cemetery. He died because what happened was, what's her name? The antagonist girl, who's like the Valkyrie, who comes in during that fight with the tank. She just one shots
Varia.
everything. Yeah, like, and so I was trying to get to the last radiator on the giant tank to throw in the grenade. He died. I mean, he threw like he literally had like 10 HP left before he to chug that grenade. And before I could press the start button to like finish my turn, she just shot like she shot her Gatling beam, and he just like stayed there. So I was like, damn, well, I can't do anything here. So I can't go rescue him because I'm not going to send another scout to just have die and have like a trail of bodies to pick up, So yeah, he died at that battle. He's the only casualty of war so far. I beat that mission afterward. Alicia gets her leg injured, and it's like the dead of night, and
Mhm.
that one I had to redo like 3 times because Alicia just limps along the way, and you just
Yeah.
get caught, and you just get caught in the spotlight. That one, right now I'm at the mission right after that. That's where I'm stuck at right now, and I'm just trying to like think outside the box because there's just so much going on. Basically, you start off on the top side of the map. You're separated by cliffs. You have Welkin and Alicia, and they have to make it back to the tank while you have a whole freaking armada just coming at you from the base camp, attacking the tank. And now, annoyingly, they added effects to guns, so no matter how strong my characters are, the effects stack. I didn't even know they stack. So like if you
Yes.
get hit by a fence down by like 3 different guys, you just get like it's like times 3. So I'm kind of stuck there because now I just do next to no damage with everybody. So there's that. I'm probably gonna get to that later tonight. Um, See what I can do to get past that level. So yeah, that's where I'm at with Valkyria Chronicles right now.
Man, I'm so glad to still hear about Valkyria Chronicles in 2020, man. It's a wonderful series. I love it.
Yeah, it's definitely a good game. Once I'm done with this, I'm definitely gonna hop on 4. Hopefully they fixed the main annoying thing to me about this game is how incredibly long the enemy's turn is. I get it that you should and have to see what's going on, but I wish
Yeah.
there was some sort of thing where you can like if you can't see them in the fog of war,
Oh
can we
yeah.
just skip that? Like, can we
Instead,
just
you're like
skip that?
staring. You're staring at like the terrain or like
You're
the
just staring at shuffle, shuffle,
yeah.
shuffle, 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 shuffle. Like, bro, let's just skip that, please. But yeah, like there will be times where I literally made dinner as I just ended the turn. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make dinner. And I come back and then it's over.
Oh, and
So
then
yeah,
that's how your soldier died. I gotcha.
nah. Shut up, Scotty. Yeah, so there's that. I am playing a little bit of Battlefront 2 here and there since they pretty much overhauled that game to not be money hungry and just give you the
Yeah,
full experience. The game is good.
it's been
Uh,
fun.
yeah, it has been fun. Probably just going to ride that out for a little bit longer, and then move on to the next cycling multiplayer game that you will be playing.
Yeah, we'll see what it'll end up being.
Yeah. So, what game do you think you're going to be picking up soon, though?
I don't even know, dude. Um,
I think I'm going to ride out Animal Crossing and Valkyria Chronicles 1 and 4 until Ghost of Tsushima and Paper Mario comes out.
yeah, I don't have anything on my radar currently, which is a little lame. But hey, sometimes something comes out of nowhere. Like, could even be
Oh
something
yeah,
old, and you get sucked
yeah,
into
like you
that.
with Lost
So we'll
Planet.
see. Yeah, that one was a little random, but I like going back to it. So
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, that concludes the podcast. This was not any mini cast at all. This was an hour and a
yeah,
half. Jeez.
gosh,
Yeah. Well, that's what
cut
you get when you
this.
have a new console coming out.
Yeah, cut half of it. Who cares? Who cares about my sections?
Your section. Okay. Well, thanks for listening in, and we will see you next time.